Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to talk about, is LeBron being done in LA news? I saw the Bleacher Report, ESPN, the New York Post, and a number of other news agencies are all reporting big news that LeBron is done in LA. I feel like I must have missed something. I did a video a few months back about them not extending his contract. So is this news? I personally feel like this is sports media shoehorning LeBron into the zeitgeist because they can't authentically talk about his play on the court. Unless they are going to bring up him staying in the game late against the Nets to pad his stats. Why don't they talk about the fact that he is likely done in the NBA after this season? Because no one has any interest in picking him up. Unless he is spouting nonsense in front of a camera about how he doesn't care about podcasts, how he watches golf every day, and the fact that he's 41 years old, or claiming he has no holes in his game, or mercilessly trying to convince the world that he would never cheat the game, despite the fact that he's cheated the game many, many times. There's never a reason to talk about his performance on the court. The only thing they could talk about on the court is his tirade of offensive fouls that, quite frankly, should be flagrant fouls and yet somehow aren't called at all. From elbowing players in the head to shoving his hand in the face of players shooting three-pointers, his cowardice, lack of integrity, and sportsmanship are in full effect. If I'm being completely honest, I won't believe he's gone until he's gone. I've seen this song and dance before many times. Coaches go, players go, but he always remains despite being the problem. If the Lakers really wanted to show me that he is, in fact, gone and they are moving on from him, they would either pay him to ride the bench or they'd give him his money and send him packing. The reality is neither of those things are going to happen. If I were a betting man, I would guess LeBron remains on the Lakers for the remainder of the season. In the offseason, Rich Paul will fabricate a narrative that there are several teams that are very interested in LeBron, even though specific team names will never be mentioned. And then at the beginning of the next season, when LeBron is sitting at home because no team actually wanted him, we'll hear an entirely new narrative about he couldn't reach a deal with any of the interested parties. So LeBron decided to retire rather than the truth is absolutely no one wanted him. This will allow him a graceful exit from the game that he didn't earn or deserve, but it is the prettiest picture they can paint for him. The harsh truth is the allegations of his ped use will come to fruition, his involvement in the betting scandal will come to light, and every team will come forward and state on the record they had absolutely no interest in picking him up. If he's looking for a farewell tour, there isn't one. There isn't one to be had. This is the end of the road, and it's not a slow, gradual decline. It's a drop-off. He would be best served retiring mid-season and disappearing into the ethos. That's his best option. Because if he continues to stay around, there's only a few things that are going to happen. The Lakers either won't make the playoffs, they'll make the play-in and immediately get bounced, or they'll get bounced in the first round. If that happens, the overall percentage for him winning chips for his career will drop below 18%. Jordan's is 40%. 40% of Jordan's career, he won a chip. LeBron's is about to drop below 18%. The fact that they've been able to shoehorn him into a conversation against Michael Jordan is fucking insane. I was trying to think about it. I was trying to reflect on all of the quote unquote GOATs in all sports ever. Never in the entirety of sports has a loser ever been considered the greatest of all time. There are absolutely GOAT debates that I will hear. And let's just forget the NBA for the moment. Let's talk football. There are a lot of people that think Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. He's absolutely a fantastic player. However, he has lost in the finals or the Super Bowl, and he got beat twice by Eli Manning. Can the greatest player of all time lose twice to, quite frankly, a very mediocre quarterback? I don't think so. My personal GOAT quarterback is Joe Montana. 4-0 in Super Bowls, 4 MVPs, never threw an interception in a Super Bowl. That is the greatest of all time. There are a number of conversations you could have about baseball, about hockey, about tennis, about golf, and I'll hear all of them. But you can't force someone with a losing record who has the most playoff losses and most final losses of all time into the greatest conversation, because he doesn't belong there. I don't understand where this came from. I don't understand how they've duped so many people in media, so many fans into believing this bullshit. I genuinely think it has something to do with the fact that people genuinely are sheep. And if they hear something enough, they'll just start to believe that it's true. I mean, if you look at our current president, people are fucking morons. And they don't critically think. They don't think for themselves. They believe asinine things time and time and time and time again just because they hear it over and over and over again. It's part of the reason why I created this channel. I'm like, maybe I'll just start telling them over and over and over and over again, you're fucking wrong. Maybe they'll start to believe that. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I certainly appreciate it. As always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Row, Goatcast Hoops. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspectives, and your humor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.